What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a full body dumbbell workout lined up for you guys that you can do whether you're at home or at the gym. This workout is quick, simple, and easy, and the only thing that you're going to need other than your dumbbells to do this is a bench if you have access to it and a little bit of floor space. Let's get straight into the workout. Alright guys, so we're starting off this workout with our leg exercise. This is the dumbbell deadlift. This exercise is going to be pretty much exactly the same as we would do as if we were doing a barbell deadlift, but at the same time, just remember that the risks that are associated with the barbell deadlift to the low back and the biceps also apply to this exercise as well. So just keep in mind that the form that I tell you and the cues that I tell you to protect those areas of your body, be sure to take those into consideration to maintain safety. So this is what the setup is going to look like. You're going to have your dumbbells sitting end to end. The ends will be touching, and at this point they should be at about shoulder width apart. So as you step up to the dumbbells, keep the handles at about the middle point of your foot. And then just remember, one of the cues for this exercise is that it is a hip hinge exercise. This will be able to take some of the pressure off of your back, and it will redistribute it onto your legs so that they are doing most of the work during this exercise. So the way that that is done is on the way down and on the way up, we're going to hinge at the hips until our hands come to about knee level. And at that point, that's when we start to bend our knees down, just so we can get to the dumbbell level. Then once we're at this level, we're going to generate all of the force through our legs to push straight up, and then we're going to hinge back at the hips, back to our starting position. So this is what it looks like. When you push into the ground, you're going to come up, hands at knee level, then you hinge up to the starting position. Hold that for a moment, feel the stretch in your legs. Then you're going to come back down, hinge at the hips, stop at knee level, then bend the knees down. So as you're doing this, make sure that your legs are doing all of the work. It's not your back pulling up, or it's not your arms pulling the weight up, because that can lead to issues with your back rounding and causing some injuries in the lumbar spine. And also, if you're trying to use weight that is too heavy for you, then that can also lead to bicep tears in a very worst case scenario. But just as long as you're using dumbbells, it should be a little bit minimized of a risk of a bicep tear. That's not really as much of a problem as it would be with a barbell. But as far as the back form goes, I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see how I'm able to keep my back straight throughout this exercise. So to do this, what you're really going to do is make sure that your head is always just looking straight forward. When you get into your position, just remember to keep the back straight, have the hips hinged. Then you're going to push down through your knees, then come up, stop, hinge down, stop at knee level, then come back down. Just remember to keep the pressure off of your lower back, lift with your legs, then lower with your legs as well. Don't let your back arch at any time during this exercise, or else that can lead to a back injury. And this is a great exercise. It doesn't just target the legs. It's actually a full body exercise that will lead to muscle gain that's also into your upper body and your upper traps as well as your legs. So this is a great way to start off our workout. So the next exercise in this workout is going to be targeting our chest. This is called the dumbbell bench press. And when you're setting up, this is what your form is going to look like. When you take your dumbbells, you're going to rest them on your knees before you rock back, and then you're going to just lay back, flat on your back. And then you're going to move the dumbbells, rotate them so your palms are facing the ceiling. And then all you're going to do is simply press up. Don't touch the dumbbells at the top, but bring the ends very close together. Hold that there for a second. Then you're going to slowly lower them back down. And you're going to actually try to go as low as you comfortably can go. And then at this point, you're going to feel a pretty strong stretch in your chest. Then you're just going to push back up explosively. Hold that for a second. Try to bring the dumbbells inward as well slightly. And then bring them back down slowly and controlled all the way to the bottom. And at this rate, you're not just going to bring them straight up as you would like this. What you're going to do is bring them slightly inwards. So you're going to go push in towards the center of your chest and try to meet them closely in the middle of your body. As you're lowering, this is where most of the muscle damage is being done, so you're going to want to do that as slow and controlled as you can. And what you're going to do with your foot placement, you're going to want to keep them just flat on the floor. Don't lift them up at all. And you're going to even use them as drive to help get the weight up. You're going to want to maintain a slight arch in your back as well. And you're going to want to keep your head, your back, and your butt on the bench at all times. Then when you're done with your set, all you're going to do is rotate the dumbbells back. And then you're just going to sit straight up, then move the dumbbells down to the floor. This is a great chest exercise. You're going to see people all over the place doing this, and some even prefer this to the barbell bench press. So let's continue this workout. So our back exercise in this workout is called the Renegade Row. This is really an awesome row. It really includes all the muscles in your body to work together in order to perform this exercise. It's going to involve your core. It's going to help strengthen that. It's also going to involve your glutes and your legs for stability. And the way that you really do this exercise is to start off in a push-up position. You're going to keep the dumbbells directly under shoulder width apart, and even if it feels more comfortable for you for stability, go slightly narrower than shoulder width apart. So you're just going to get into your push-up position, and then you're going to row each dumbbell upwards as if you're doing a single arm dumbbell row. And as you're doing this, you're going to transfer your weight onto the opposite arm. And as you do this, you're going to feel the contraction in your lats on each side. And you're going to really want to focus that all the force into your biceps and your lats. And you're going to slightly rotate your body in that direction as you're doing it to increase the lat activation. This is a really awesome exercise for your back. It's also going to really work out your entire upper body. This exercise can also be done during a fat burning circuit because there's a lot of really activation throughout every single muscle in your body, and this is really going to activate the lats. It's going to work to make a thicker back, whereas if you were to do pull-ups, that would widen your back. So this is really an awesome exercise. It's really fun, so give it a shot. So our tricep exercise in this workout is called the lying tricep skull crusher. This is one of the best exercises that you can do for your triceps because it isolates all three heads and it puts them in a position where the movement cannot really be transferred onto any other muscle group. So it's going to be the triceps doing pretty much all the work. So to get into the setup, you're going to do pretty much the same thing that you would do for a dumbbell bench press. The only difference is instead of having the dumbbells out here in front of your chest area, you're going to rock them back until they're at about, I'd say, a 30-degree angle or so. And then you're just going to bring them back down so your forearms are about parallel with the ground. And then you're going to press back up. Just going to lower it down very slowly till it touch close to your forehead level. You can even go past parallel with your forearms if it's comfortable. You're just going to press straight back up. And you're really going to want to maintain that angle. You're not going to want to come out here because if you do this, it's going to transfer the exercise motion off of your triceps and onto your chest and shoulders and other muscles in that area. So you're going to want to maintain this angle back here, and you're just going to do the exercise from there. Try to be slow and controlled throughout the entire exercise because since this is so close to your head and your neck area, you're definitely going to want to be careful when you're doing this. But this is a great tricep exercise, and it is very similar to a tricep push down that you'd be able to do with a cable machine. But this exercise is really cool. It's very fun, and it can also be slightly dangerous if you're not doing it correctly. So be sure to be using a weight that's manageable for you. Don't try to go too heavy with this exercise, but give it a shot and see how it works out for you. So for our bicep exercise in this workout, it is a very popular exercise. This one is known as the supinated curl. So what you're going to do is pick up your dumbbells and start with them directly at your sides. And all you're going to do is simply curl each one up, rotate as you're curling, and then in your ending position, your palm should be facing upwards and the dumbbell should be parallel with the ground. And all you're going to do is slowly lower it back down to starting position. You're going to alternate arms with each of this exercise just so you can focus on one arm at a time. You could do them both at the same time, but like I said, it's going to kind of take away from the mind-muscle connection. With this exercise, you're going to want to go down slowly and controlled, as usual with all of our exercises. You're going to want to try to go up kind of explosively, and then you're going to lower back down slowly. And when you complete this exercise, 1 rep as I would count, is 1 rep on either side. So instead of counting like this, 1, 2, 3, I would count like this. I would have 1 rep per each side. It would be 1, 1, then 2, 2. And that's how I would complete the entire set. This exercise has a great potential for overloading the biceps, and as long as you do it with proper form, not hunching your back forward or tilting it backwards and arching it that way, then the bicep is going to be responsible for most of this work. So our second to last exercise in this full body workout is going to be targeting our shoulders. This is called the standing overhead press. And as you do this, it's going to be a lot similar to the seated overhead press. The form is going to be pretty much the same. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to take each dumbbell up, so it's at about shoulders. Make sure to bring them up 1 at a time. Then you're going to rotate so your palms are facing away from you. Then you're going to press straight up, hold for a second, then come back down very slowly and controlled until your upper arms are about parallel with the ground. You're going to come up explosively, hold for a second, lower down slow and controlled. And this exercise right here, this is better than the seated overhead press because it kind of transfers more of the stress onto your core, and it leads to overall more shoulder gains, both in your lateral deltoids and your frontal deltoids. And as you do this exercise, when I was turning to the side right there, I'm trying to show you that it's great to try to keep your back as straight as you possibly can, because this is going to make sure that your shoulders are going to be responsible for most of the work here. It's not going to get transferred onto your traps or any other muscle group. And there has been studies done that have shown that the overhead press in a standing position is a lot better and gets a lot better muscle activation than it would in a seated position. So this is a great exercise that's going to really target every single head of the deltoid. The last exercise of this workout is going to be hitting our abs. And this is just going to be our weighted sit-up. We're going to just add this dumbbell right here for some extra resistance, and we're going to just get into the form as we would for a traditional sit-up. So when we hold a grip as if we're holding a baseball bat, just one hand over the other. And we're going to kind of keep our feet planted straight flat on the ground, and we're going to sit back. And then all we're going to do is press the dumbbell down so that you can have it resting on your chest if that's more comfortable to you, or you can have it slightly above. But make sure you have a good grip on that dumbbell. All you're going to do is just sit up, hold pause for a second, then lower back down slowly. And try to keep your abs responsible for this movement by not rocking or trying to keep the rocking to a very minimal. Because other muscle groups can try to take over this exercise, just like any other. But our goal here is to maintain the abs. And it's also going to activate some of our upper body muscles because we're holding this dumbbell. Especially after doing this after a shoulder press, you're going to really be feeling this burn in your shoulders. This exercise is really good because it's also going to incorporate some upper body into this ab exercise, and it's really going to leave this workout with a good final pump to it. All right, everyone, so that concludes our full body workout for today. So this is going to show you that you can really get an awesome full body workout done with only a couple dumbbells. And the way that I did it right here, I only had 2 non-adjustable weights of dumbbells, but if you have access to a whole rack of dumbbells, then it's going to be likely that you won't be using the same weight for every single exercise here. This is only for demonstration purposes, just to show you what really can be done. So I really hope you guys liked this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel, and be sure to give me a follow on Instagram. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you think I should add to this topic, anything to the whole effect of full body workouts, and really anything that you believe would help you in the future. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.